Seems like forever since the last time I reviewed a figure, and there's pretty good reason why. I've been busy, been working, excuse me, been coughing, but mostly I've been waiting for this figure. Oh my god. I'm so happy it's finally here. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Robot Damashii, or Robot Spirit, number 237, MS-06FZ, Zaku 2 FZ version anime. Damn! That is quite a title. This is, of course, the, man, could we say it's the lead mobile suit from Gundam Alex? I feel like it is, simply because, in a way, the Zeon are the good guys, even though they're the direct reason why there's conflict. But that's besides the point. This is a cool action figure. Taking a look at the front box, you can obviously see it's very different from your normal standard box. No window to look inside to see the figure. We just have a nice glossy photo of the Zaku posing in a glorious fashion. Turning to the side, we see all the accessories that he comes with, little features, whatnot. The poseability you can do with the Gundam Alex. And then on the back we see, oh man, is that an illustration? I think it's yeah, no, it's the figure. It's the figure itself, recreating some scenes from the War in the Pocket series. And then we just see the Zaku standing, and then we get the articulation photos, and then we look to the side. This is an exciting review for me. Anyways, let's open the box and let's finally see what this figure looks like in hand. Oh man, oh, it looks so nice. It's a very, very nice shade of olive green with this pine tree dark green going on. Very nice. Oh, I love this figure so much right now. So right off the bat, I'm going to say it. Every so often, you get a Damashii that pretty much just looks like an action figure form of a high-grade kit. This kind of is no exception. This figure does, in a way, look like just the high-grade version, but a much more sturdier version. But there are some differences. It does look like it's a less bulkier version, a little slimmer, a little more tucked in certain places. Oh god, looking at the back, it just looks so cool with that big old thruster on the back. Again, I love this dark pine tree green, and then we have a nice insignia on the shield of the side of the mobile suit. I will note that there are some accents of black that should have been added to, say, the thrusters and whatnot. But, you know, I can live with that. I can even do it myself. And I'm not really a big fan of doing any customizing or putting any paint on figures. I'm usually just, you know, leave them alone and they're done. But this figure could look a lot cooler, more so than it already does already. But alone, it still looks really awesome. Really, really awesome. So quickly, I just wanted to show the comparison between other releases of the Zaku mobile suit compared to the Zaku Kai here. Here we have the release anime version of the Zaku 2. This came out, what, 2 years ago? A year ago? Can't remember really. But yes, very much the same height. Very much within the same family, the same lineage. It's an obvious connection, and it's very, very cool. And then just for nostalgia's sake, let's go ahead and look at the hardpoint system original version that they came out with for Robot Damashii. Zaku 2. Yeah. You know what? And I've been meaning to do a review on this figure. I'm actually growing to like it, even though it has all those damn hardpoints. But that's besides the point. This figure just goes with the whole lineage of the Zaku 2. It's nice to see some variations and how it progresses. And damn, I just can't get over the color scheme. It's really nice. Let's take care of accessories and then we'll move on to articulation. Before I get into the loose accessories, let me show you what comes on the figure itself already. Now, we already get those trademark anime version closed but still open hands that I guess they're doing. Man, have we seen any actually closed hands for the anime line? I can't remember. But anyways, moving on, we do get some grenades on the side of the Zaku's skirt armor. So very cool. They do pop off, and they're pretty secure. They can come off pretty easily easy as well. That's it for accessories that come on the figure already. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes here. Let's get the hands out of the way, and you get a number of different hands, 5 total. That's one including one set that's already included on the figure. So we have the regular open palm hands shown here. Very nice. Can you focus? Is it focusing? Yeah, it's focused. We get 2 different trigger finger hands. So I guess one would be for a large bazooka, and one would be for the machine gun. And so those are these ones right here. Very nice. And then last but not least, we have some dynamic posing open hands. I guess this is for, to go along with the articulating of, to go along with recreating scenes. Wow, that was so hard. Okay, that's out of the way. Now let's move on to what you see, in all the photos and stuff that makes this figure pretty cool. And that's the different head swapping that can go along with this figure. So you can essentially get 3 of these figures and make 3 different versions of it in a way. So originally we get the round dome shaped traditional Zaku 2 head. Let's put that right there. And then you can actually swap it out for this more military helmet-like Zaku head. And I guess I'll just go ahead and show this off as well. You get different mono eyes to swap out, one looking to the left and one looking to the right. Unfortunately, the mono eye that's just still in the middle, it doesn't move. So that's kind of a con on this figure. But being able to swap it out for a different helmet is definitely a plus. Moving on, you also get a captain's antenna head crest thing for the Zaku. So you can have the regular grunt suit, you can have the more militaristic Zaku warrior kind of thing going on, and then you can have a nice captain's antenna, or captain's antenna there. Now you also get a spare antenna. I don't think there's any reason to show that off, but you get a spare one just in case this one breaks. Moving on, you also get some effect parts, a number of different effect parts. You get 3 thruster effect parts. Very, very nice. Always good to have. And there are a lot of ports for the thrusters to attach onto. A number of different ports in the leg and in the foot, as well as the back. And then you also get the beam saber effect parts to recreate the final moments of Bernie's life with the Alex. I guess we can show that off a little bit later. And this isn't really an effect part, but it is some part swapping. You can take off the left arm and swap it out for this battle damaged piece here. It's not very well painted. It's just a flat plastic color, but it is pretty cool. You can paint it yourself. Moving on, more weapon accessories. You have a extended handle throwing grenade. So I guess you would pop that off. From the skirt armor, the handle would pop out, and then you'd be able to throw it. Going into the melee weapons, we then have the regular standard Zaku Heat Hawk. This is a different version than what we got from, I think this is a different version than what we got from the original Zaku 2 release from the anime version. This is the deactivated form. And I know for sure that this is a different sculpt for the activated version, and as you can tell, it is very, very large. Very large for a Heat Hawk. I don't really like that. Very cool weapon. Last and certainly not least, you get the Zaku 2 machine gun. This is like version 2 or something like that. It does have a grenade that pops out, so you can throw that away somewhere at your enemy. And then it has a clip that pops out as well. I saw somebody review the accessories, and he said that there were bullets actually sculpted on the clip. There isn't. Sadly, it's just a little peg indents for the clip to fit onto. But it is a flat dark gray color throughout the gun, except for these two lighter plastic colors up top here and on the bottom of the butt of the gun. So yeah, very, very cool. Lots of nice accessories. Let's move on. Articulation is pretty much standard, but it feels like much more open, and you can do a lot more. But anyway, starting with the head, you do get a full 360 rotation. I haven't tried it with this figure yet. Yep, there it goes. Full 360 rotation. These power cables on the head and around the waist and near the on the legs are flexible, so don't worry about them being too stiff or anything like that. Moving on to the shoulders, you do get like a butterfly joint in the chest, and the shoulders do pop out of the shoulders as well. So lots of articulation there. You can basically have the heat hawk in both hands and, you know, have like a downward swing motion. Putting those back in place, you can lean forward with the Zaku a lot and lean back slightly, not really. But yeah, good articulation for the front, for the forward bend. Moving on back to the arms, we get a full 360 rotation at the shoulder, and then a nice raise in the arm shown here. The shield doesn't get in the way at all, and you can move the shield like so. It doesn't move up very much, but it does move to the sides very well. And then we go on to the biceps. You can swivel at the bicep, where the bicep meets the shoulder, and then you can also kind of swivel, let me see, yeah, you can kind of swivel where the bicep goes into the forearm. So yeah, like so. And you do get double bend. It's not very good, but it is a double bend in the elbow. Can you see that? And the hand is, of course, a ball joint, and you can't move that all around. Okay, so moving on to the waist here, you can kind of rotate it a little bit, but not very much. Don't try to go full 360. You will break it. Moving on to the skirt armor, all these sides pop up. The back skirt armor does not, unfortunately, but I don't know, who would need that? Yeah, so goes up, and then you can see the articulation for the legs. You can bend out or raise up the leg about that much, or you could you could swivel it out using the special weird joint that has the legs slide out like so, and I think that's still the regular length that it popped out in. Oh, there you go. That popped out too. I haven't had any real problems with the skirt armor popping off, so this is probably just because I forced it. You do get nice bends in the knees, double bend shown here, and I just love how that armor just kind of slides out of place and moves into itself like so. These nozzles, or these thrusters on the calves, don't move, so you know, no worries there, I guess. Moving to the toes, you can bend them down, and you can't bend them back up, and that's about it. There's no more movement there. I know with the Zaku 2 anime version, you could extend the foot outward. You can't with this version. But all in all, a very, very, very well articulated Zaku 2, and can I tell you, it's already becoming my favorite, and I think you're going to see this figure being used a lot in my future reviews. Let's move on. I might as well show you how to part swap on this figure. This is going to be a pretty lengthy video. Now the arm, let's start with that one because it's pretty easy here. There's the piece, oops, right there. You go ahead and take the arm right off from the bicep joint. It does pop off really easily. It is a ball joint connecting this arm. I wouldn't recommend it for this this one right here. I don't believe it comes off. I've kind of given it a little bit of a pull, and it doesn't want to give, so don't risk it. You might break your figure. And again, simple. You just pop it into place, and oops, should usually hear a pop. Oh boy, this is tough. Of course, whenever something is being done on camera, you can't do it right. Okay, there it goes. So now the arm is replaced, and it's battle damaged. Really wish that was painted much more, but you get what you get. And now we can go ahead and switch out the top of the head for the Zaku. Really easy to pop off, and I dropped the piece, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll find it later. Let's put on the Captain's Crest version, or Captain's Antenna. Again, very easy. It's a simple single peg insert. Goes into the top, and there it is. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let's be careful with this one when taking that off. I want to show you the more helmet-y looking headpiece. Is that the right way to say that? You know what? Also, I'll mention this too. They have a different mouthpiece. Why didn't I mention that before? You get a different mouthpiece as well. So there, you know, I can't tell if you can see it, or I can't see if you can tell, but there is a different square mouthpiece for this version of the Zaku's head. And then with this version, there's a much more round, open port right there. I don't even know what the hell those are for, but probably just to release, you know, steam and whatnot. But yeah, very, very cool and an easy swap to do. Essentially, you have 3 different figures, you know, in your little one figure package or whatever. Moving on, let's go ahead and show off the beam saber effect part. In the past, I've had a really hard time getting this chest piece part out, and it gets really frustrating, but I found an easier way to do it. So here's my little hint. Push inward on the top, and it should allow you to pop open the bottom, and you can stick your nail under there and pop it out. Now I cut my nails, you know, I keep pretty groomed, so this is going to be a little bit difficult trying to do this on camera. I might have to, and yeah, I'm going to have to stop the camera and pop it out. Okay, the piece is popped out, and if you look in the center, it does look like you get a little, like, it kind of looks like a cockpit hatch, but it's probably not. Anyways, let's go ahead and insert the new chest piece, or the new tummy piece, I guess. Now this beam saber attachment is soft, very much so. And it is essentially, it has been molded in the clear purple, reddish kind of translucent plastic, and then the part that's supposed to be the tummy piece got painted over with red paint, and it looks like shit. But whatever, you know, I'm not really expecting to pose, or planning on posing this guy with the beam saber stuck in him. Anyways, going to the back on the thruster, there's a really easy little tab to just pull out. Oh, and it isn't easy because I have my nails trimmed. There it is. Okay, so you pull out that little latch, and you go ahead and insert this another beam saber piece I got horribly painted, and there you go. Boom, there it is. I should probably grab the Alex's beam saber hilt. And so there it is, the beam saber hilt being thrusted through the Zaku 2. I'll tell you right now, it looks very, very short compared to the beam saber blades you get with the Alex. Let's do some comparison. Yeah, very, very short. Now that's fine, that's cool and everything, but it's not even the same shade of plastic that you got with the Alex, and it's crooked. It's very, very crooked. So it's a cool idea. It's a cool little thing to do. I would have been more satisfied with just battle damaged parts. So like, I don't know, replacement leg parts or whatever and whatnot. But still very cool that we're getting all this stuff. Let's move on to final thoughts. My final thoughts for this figure, well, right off the bat, I love it. I'm a huge fan of the Zaku. I'm a huge fan of army building. So the fact that we can get this figure and not only just make a number of different units, but you just, oh man, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that you get this much play out of one figure. The only downside for this thing is that the paint, there could be some paint detail that could have been added to the figure. Mainly, like I said in the past, or before, the thruster area, you know. Ways to highlight that is with, you know, dark ink or something. We used to see it on the figures for MSIA. We could see it for these robot Damashis very easily. It shouldn't take that much time to do. But anyways, you could always do that yourself, and it's all up to you. It's no big difference in how this figure is an amazing buy. This thing was 4,450 yen when I got it off Ami, and that's around 42 bucks, I think. A very good steel. You get a number of different accessories. You get cool parts to put onto this figure. You can, like I said before, swap it out. The top of the head, you can make it two different versions of the Zaku, and just build up an army. Let's go ahead and throw the Alex in there. Can we throw the Alex in there? See how... Gotta straighten his legs out a little bit. But yeah, he compares well in terms of height to the Alex. I kind of forgot to mention that his head can extend upward, just like the anime version Zaku too. But oops, now he's all out of frame. But this is a very cool figure. It's very well worth the amount I paid, and I bought 6 of them. So I'm gonna have my own little army. The only downside, I guess, would be just, the only other downside I could possibly scrounge up would be the battle damage parts. Again, paint. All you had to do was paint some more, maybe some more silver, bright silver on the battle damage part for the arm. It would have looked better. And then the parts for the beam saber destroying the Zaku 2 is kind of shitty. It just didn't look right. But whatever. This is a really cool figure, and I very much recommend getting it. Look for it on Ami, Hobby Link Japan, wherever. And thanks for watching, guys. Hit like, dislike, subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think about this figure. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.